Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, and in today's video I'm doing what I promise. If you're a fan of P1Harmony and you have seen my previous video about their new comeback, the song specifically was called X, then you know I was planning on progressing my knowledge of P1Harmony. So a couple of months ago I did a deep dive where I explored title tracks for P1Harmony, and I always knew that I wanted to go through their discography and other content as well, but for now it's going to be focused on discographies. So on this channel I have deep dive as one of my main series that I discover new groups, listen to their title tracks from their debut till the newest song. And for this one in specific, I'm calling it Start From the Beginning. And this is the second group that I'm doing Start From the Beginning. Now, because obviously listen to a group that has a lot of albums already out is a lot of time investment and a lot of requirements and stress and a little bit, and is a lot of information to take in. What I've decided to do is I do 3 days out of the week that I will dedicate to a group. The following week I might look into other group, and the following week I might look into other group and then come back to this group. So for example, my first Start From the Beginning was Start From the Beginning with And Flying. So last week I did 3 days dedicated over their first 3 albums, and then this week I'm going to do Start From the Beginning with P1Harmony. Sorry. My brain is slightly glitching. So the first video is going to be their first album. Their second video of this week is going to be their second album. But because they just dropped a new album, my third video is going to be the newest album. I'm going to change the order a little bit. And then the following week I might go back to And Flying, or actually go into another different group, and then maybe in 2-3 weeks time I'll be back to continue my P1Harmony. That way it allows me to kind of play around, see different things, but at the same time still checking groups that I still want to do. So I'll try and post probably a bit of a calendar on my post notes type of thing. I don't know what it's called. Let me check. I think is the word message for people that have subscribed to the channel, just to give an idea of what type of videos might come or which groups will come that specific weeks. Now that doesn't mean things might change, because obviously if there's a group that is having a comeback and is a group that I follow for a really long time, I might do dedicated weeks to those groups. So for example, very recently I did a week dedicated to Stray Kids, because it's a group that I follow, it's a group that I've been following for quite some time and that I really enjoy. So I decided to do, the occasional week dedicated to a group that I already know and I'm very comfortable with, and I've been following almost since the beginning. That being said, I always come back to the other groups that I want to discover, because this channel is also about me discovering new groups that I've known the names of or might know one song or other but know very little about. So I'm still very new to P1Harmony, so bear in mind. I always find them incredibly intriguing in terms of personalities. The first few contents that I've seen from P1Harmony, even before I listened to their music, was interviews. I always thought they were quite interesting. I knew some of the songs. Sorry. So I was not completely blind when I did my first deep dive into P1Harmony. So I've watched a guide, but obviously it's been a couple of months now. There might be things I'm not completely sure just yet, or like ages and things like that. I'll go back. I have my notes because whenever I watch guides, I take notes. So I will probably refresh a couple of things, and that will happen. Now, in terms of what I'm going to um, react today, is going to be the first album called Disharmony Stand Out. So my understanding is that they have kind of a couple of albums called Disharmony, and then they have a second name that is different, and then they have harmony albums as well. So if you guys don't mind commenting about the order of the albums, so I make sure I don't mess up. I've been following the information online, so I'm trying to make sure I'm not messing it up. And this was what I can find. I know the first song is called Intro Breakthrough, but then I noticed they have an extended version of Breakthrough as a single. So since I'm already reacting to the beginning of Breakthrough, I thought, if you guys don't mind, I'll do the intro and then do the full 2-minute something music. I don't think it's called music video. I think this was called something else. But I'm going to use that, as I think it would be quite interesting to have one and the other. So to react to the album, I will have a mix of lyric videos, dance practices, some live performance if I can squeeze in one or some here without getting blocked by YouTube. So I'll have a bit of a mixture of everything. I try to get things with lyrics because I like to know what I'm listening to, but sometimes it's not possible. And yeah, I hope you guys are okay with that. And I've been babbling about because, you know, I'm still kind of finding my footing in terms of series that I want to do, and this is like my second week practicing this and getting used to. But I think this is probably the way that it's going to go forward with my channel, and I feel very comfortable with this level of deep dives. Obviously, I still want to watch interviews. I still want to watch maybe some content they might have outside of their albums, or music videos and things like that, because I do like behind scenes. I do like comedy shows, so I'm not opposed to those. It's a matter of trying to find a balance between that type of content and music, the actual music content. And maybe I'm being too ambitious in terms of the groups I want to know, because my list is ever growing, and yeah, you probably would be horrified with the amount of groups I have on my list of groups I'd like to check. It's horrifying, and I probably should post about it at some point. Maybe I should do an introduction video for this channel. I'm debating it. I just didn't have time yet to just do it. And so I do work full time as well. Anyway, I babbled enough. Let's start this series. Let's start this album with Intro Breakthrough. Pause warnings, all of those things. Let's do this. Wait. Too fast. I hate to keep pace with the safe road, pioneering a different path. This is so relatable. It's also very adolescent, young adult vibes, because obviously they are seen as the ones breaking the mold and pushing boundaries. But I think ultimately it also is a personality thing. If you're more adventurer and less okay with settle for something, if you think is not enough. But maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it's interesting. Rusted sewing machine doctor judges clothes don't suit me. Yeah, yeah. Breakthrough. This is okay. So break all the molds. Towards me, I wanted. Okay, I don't like to compare groups. I think groups are quite different. But I like this idea, and they are definitely not the first ones to talk about wanting to be yourself and pushing to be yourself. And I resonate with this a lot because, you know, now as an adult, 35-year-old, I'm much more comfortable in my own skin. My 20s were, let's just say, difficult sometimes to feel comfortable and what I wanted and the decisions I was making and the person I was, my dreams, my way of seeing the world, because some things would clash with what people expected from me, with what people around me were doing. So yes, I always struggle a bit with the being myself and the external forces that were there trying to make me something that I didn't feel like I was, type of thing. So I resonate with this so much so that there's a group that has a song that has very similar message, and there's a line on that song that says, "I hope to be myself." And I actually have that tattooed on my body. It was my first tattoo ever, because even though I feel comfortable now and I'm living the life I really want to live. One of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel, because I always wanted to do one, and I was always saying like, oh, I'm not good enough for it. And I was like, why do I have to feel like I'm good enough for it or not? I want to have fun. I want to create something that I appreciate. If it doesn't have a lot of followers, I'm not doing it for it. I'm doing it to push myself, to learn more music, to be able to share my love for K-pop and find other people that also love K-pop and also love these groups and maybe know even a lot more about these groups than I do, because I'm just discovering these groups. And it was that sense that I wanted to create the channel, but I was always pushing myself back. I was being my own enemy in a way. And then when I start feeling quite comfortable in myself and my wants, needs, and being more respectful of myself, I realized that actually I want to push for it. I want to break through in a way. So it's so relatable. It's so relatable. And I think that's why K-pop in general, but also, you know, yes, a lot of music resonates with young people, and because they're going through and there's specific challenges and there's stages in life, because it's part of the process of growing up. But I don't think people actually lose some of these challenges. They just present slightly different. But I think this still resonates for adults of all ages. So yeah, this is quite interesting. I really like it. Okay, I thought I talked too much. I talk too much in general. But I saw they had Breakthrough full version fashion X music film, so I'm assuming is a different style of content. I don't think I ever seen. I know I'm aware this exists, but I don't think I ever saw one video like this. So I'm curious. Ooh, let's see. Oh my god, they look so young.
갑갑한 듯한 마치 칼주름 다리미 같은 삶 똑같이 다 찍어낸 듯한 안전한 길을 발맞추기 싫어하는 길을 예측해 억스러 있는 재봉틀 쌓아서 보기 내게 마치 안심한 옷걸이 따위나 네 장식품이 아니야 날 보내 Pretend 뭘 위해 맘에 든 척 나를 버렸나 Oh I regret 갇힌 나를 엎은 뒤 다시
This song is so catchy. 모두 부셔버려 겨워나던 나를 향해서 나를 향해서 들 넘어 들 모두 부셔버려 Babies. They look so young. Jesus.
그리 간단하지도 않아 나만의 가득 중고외롭고 저런 저 고민들 적은 도마뱀 꼬리는 옛것에 불과한 받아들이고 배워 respect 좀 주면 나 Pretend 뭘 위해 맘에 든 척 나를 버렸나 Oh I regret 갇힌 나를 엎은 뒤 다시 재워가매 들에 넘어 들에 모두 부셔버려 겨워나던 나를 향해서 나를 향해서 들 넘어 들 모두 부셔버려 We got the key to open up the way Don't stop we have no time 너 다음 건 뭐야 해가 뜰 거야 너 이제 불을 막고 있어 그 벽들도 이제 녹지 않아 너만 속도 따라가 갇혀있던 그 제 속에 심장을 깨물 거야
Oh, hello.
겨워나는 나를 향해서 나를 향해서 들을 부셔 들을 넘어 들을 모두 부셔버려
Days Korea. Okay. I'm sorry, but who were the acrobats? I couldn't figure out, and now I'm struggling to go back to the point where they were just jumping like madmen. Okay, so somewhere here.
심장을 깨물 거야
I can't. No, I can't see. This looks so good. The coordination.
겨워나는 나를 향해서 나를 향해서
And then the imaging, like the way they was shot, it was kind of like grainy at moments and like shaky. Love it. Very interesting. Now this is how you open an album, but yeah. Okay, so I have thoughts, but I want to listen to a couple more songs on the album first to commenting on this specific thoughts. That being said, incredible dancing, incredible voices, the acrobatics. This is a word that I struggle. English is not my first language. If you're new here, so yeah, some words are just difficult. This one is one of them. I was not expecting that one. the vocals I already knew they were good. But it was a great combination of vocals. Definitely love it. So, the next song is Siren. So, Siren was probably part of Deep Dive because it was title track, but I'm pretty sure I watched the MV, so I decided to bring the choreography video because while I know their vocals quite well, I'm not as familiar with their dancing skills. I'm assuming they'll be good because maybe there's exceptions, but the majority of K-pop artists will have really good dancing skills. I know Seoul, but that's about it in terms of my knowledge. So I thought maybe if I bring choreography videos, it will give me also that a bit more information, if that's okay. So let's see. I like their logo. Siren. I'm pretty sure the first time I heard this song, this it was one of those. I know P1Harmony and some of P1Harmony songs from those random playlists on your music apps, and I remember. I think was one of the first times I heard this song. I didn't know what song was coming, and this siren, I'm pretty sure it made me jump. It kind of like made me scared, which is kind of funny because I was not expecting it. But then again, there's a couple of I'm not necessarily an NCT fan, but I know some NCT songs. NCT has the same issue. Sometimes if I'm listening to random playlists, some songs just made me jump. So I shouldn't be surprised that they do have that, but this one made me jump. I remember that one.
Yeah. Anything stop us. 누구보다 넌 더 나 위에 a master. 도시는 마치 칵테일. 향기에 숨지마. Welcome to my team. 우리 droppers. Call up the siren. 여기저기
You can hear the shoes. I love that. It's so satisfying. Oh, I like this one. Look how coordinated. Ooh. Smooth. Oh, yes. Wait. Chill. First of all, insane footwork in some moments over here. I just love it. Whenever I can hear like the sound of the shoes squeaking on the floor is already like music to my ears. Coordination at some point it was just insane, but also like the one does it, then two does it, then three does it, like domino effect. Absolutely love this type of choreographies that have dominoes effects. It's just, yeah, right up my alley. But the attack phase, and maybe I shouldn't pause for protection of the idols. Domino again. Oh. Ooh. Wow.
Oh, you dance my time. I saw the style line.
This is like swag.
your 마음대로 popping. I don't wanna be a loser. 오늘 절대 내게 벅 좀더 더 높이 더 소리 good 우리 forget 우리 가오니
Hello.
superhero 우리 비유 여기는 맛을 이유 좀 돌려 버티게
My God. They mean business. Hello. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Oh wow. Like this is like fresh out of the viewing. Let's show people why they should pay attention. I love how groups on their debut are so aggressive, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I just love how we need to showcase people. We're hungry for more. It's just so powerful and so interesting. They were talking movements, but also very swaggy. I'm not a professional dancer. I know very little about dancing. I just enjoy it. Incredible. Love it. I think the choreography was quite interesting for the song. I also like the fact that all the members were kind of singing the song, even if they were not singing the song in the sense of they were not required to sing the song live, but they were all singing in the background. They were all doing their lines and doing the chorus together, and pretty cool. I liked it. Very intense stares, like I dare you type of stare. Love it. Okay, there's 3 more songs on this album. The next song is Lemonade. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the song. This is also a choreography video. We don't have subtitles for this one, but that's okay. I did want to prioritize choreography in this case because, again, I'm very new to them. I did see them live during Korea on stage, which was kind of a Korean festival in London back in 2023, but I believe they only performed 3 to 4 songs, which was what it was in the contract. I remember Jiyoung was Jiyoung. I believe it's Jiyoung. Sorry, if I make mistakes on names, I'm still kind of new. I know faces, I know kind of names, and I can match names, but memorizing names, I'm terrible, unfortunately. And pronouncing the names even worse. I'm trying, I swear I am. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Jiwoong was sick and couldn't take part in the concert that day. But I remember I didn't know P1Harmony at that point. I think I heard one song. And even though they were exhausted, as a lot of the artists that were performing that day, you could tell they were exhausted, and made me feel really bad they were doing that. But I did enjoy it. They definitely stand out at the time. I had, like, the majority of groups I saw that day are groups that I end up adding on the list of groups I would like to check out. Because there was a lot of groups I didn't know. I went because I knew I knew ATEEZ. And ATEEZ was one of the acts. And everything else, I mean, the price of the tickets were not horrible. So I thought, if I go to this, I get to see ATEEZ again that year. and actually get to know the artists and then decide if I like them or not. Because I do think artists live, they have some sort of different vibe. And don't get me wrong, the majority of groups are great on albums and everything, but seeing performance live, K-pop performed live, is just another level. So yeah, I end up seeing them and I remember liking them, but as I say, it's been a real long time. It was probably, I don't know, October, November 2023, so it's been 2 years now, and I've been to a lot of concerts after that. So yeah, but I remember P1Harmony being like, yeah, I need to check them out, and then never did until now. So yeah, anyway, let's go to Lemonade. Cool. I like the way they do Kyo. Okay, sassy. I like how they do like 2 2 2, but different levels. So some more in front, some more in the back, so you can see everyone. So they're doing this really well. They could give them better training space, but I'm hoping this has been upgraded now. It's looking a bit old. Sorry, I have issues with a lot of companies that manage K-pop groups, so sometimes I can be a bit harsh on companies. Sorry. I'll try to contain myself because that's not relevant for this video. Hey, hey, hey. Cool. Again, levels. Back and forth. Sorry. I think my neighbors are arriving home and it's quite noisy. Levels. Can't get over babies. But this is so cool. Like, it feels so effortless, which is not. Level. Oh my god.
on fire.
purple hair looks so cool. Let me just quiz past these people. Like he's laughing. Ooh, cool. Ooh, ooh, this was cool. Looking good, looking good. Um, this song was so funny, but in the sense of like funny because of the mood is uplifting while not being the bubblegum pop that I struggle with. Like, is upbeat without being like sugary sweet in a way. The sounds at least. Um, so think when I think bubblegum pop, think Katy Perry, hmm? California Dreams, or I can't even remember the name, or maybe Orange Caramel. I'm, I'm I'm clearly aging myself, but I remember a specific song from Orange Caramel, if you're not familiar. But it was this very bubblegum pop song where they were sushi. I know, very weird. But that's the type of K-pop that I kind of started listening in the beginning. And the type of K-pop that I was introduced to. And that's why I had to take a break out of K-pop. This is much more my vibe. And there's two more songs, but I think it's safe to say, one thing I can say about this album specific, I can't swear for all the other albums, but what I liked about this one so far is the fact that you have the incredible voices, so vocally very nice and beautiful runs and harmonies and high pitch notes with lower registry slightly, they are playful with the voices while not having to be bubblegum pop, being pop with a mixture of a bit of grunge rock, more hype and high type hype song type of thing, which I do think is a great compromise. So some of the fifth gen groups, I don't know if P1Harmony would be fifth gen group, I think so. Excuse me. It feels like we have a lot of artists that are incredibly talented in terms of voices, but some of the sounds, not all, but some groups do have a bit more of a pop, bubblegum pop, commercial radio type of music that I remember listening, 2010s, and it was around that time that I was not very keen on that music. I tend to prefer rock, alternative, metal, punk, emo, whatever you want to call it. That's the style of music that I used to listen to. So when I transitioned to listen to K-pop in the beginning, some songs really hit hard, because I also grew up with Eminem and a lot more of those groups. And then we have like classic rock, like 70s, 80s, because parents put me into it. If the song is too like sugary sweet, even if it has really great vocals, I crave a little bit of grittiness to the sound. And even though this song is a bit more upbeat and a bit more bubbly, this still has a bit of grit, a bit of heaviness in the melody and the instruments, which makes it easier for me to not mind listening to it more often. So even if it's upbeat, I'm not against upbeat songs. I'm just not the type to listen to too much sugary sweet music. So this album, because it has great vocals, which is one of my weaknesses, you give me vocals and harmonies and I'm sold, because I really like ballads. I'll go all over the place. I also like when songs are a bit gritty, a bit more grungy, a bit more heavy, even if they're pop. So if there's a pop song, there's a bit of guitar riffs here and there, or it has a bit more distortion here and there, but distortion in the sense of like rock distortion type of music, I tend to quite like it. And in this album so far, I've liked every single song because of that, because it's giving me more than just pop music, which I appreciate a lot. And that's why I knew that I would like P1Harmony and wanted to react to P1Harmony, because I felt like I knew the vocals were good. I had a feeling that the songs tend to be a bit more elaborated in the sounds, having a bit more grunge feeling, and that is much more my speed of music. I mean, I listen to ETs, I listen to Stray Kids. I do apologize. I don't want to make it a shrine, but it happens. There's also Jackson Wang over there. Sorry, can't show it. But yeah, this is not my main K-pop stuff. Is not here. Is in another division, another place in the house. But you know, there's certain groups, because they have certain sounds, that kind of got me into it, because of like a bit more like in your face type of thing. But I like that one thing that P1Harmony brings is the vocals. Besides the attack on the music, and not Attack on Titan, but like the feeling of taking the bull by the horns. This is a very Portuguese / Spanish expression, but it's like, you know, kind of aggressiveness of the song makes it less sugary sweet. I don't know if I'm making sense. My brain works this way. Anyway, the next song, I believe, is called That's It, and it was performed on this platform. So I'm looking at my phone just to make sure I have the right name, because obviously seeing it on Korean media, sometimes the names are difficult to catch. Why am I not being able to look at the albums they're putting out? Okay. My phone is not collaborating with me. Anyway. Yeah, That's It is the title of the song. I just wanted to make sure. We have English subtitles. They didn't change much, but yeah. He changed a little bit. Soul also changed a little bit. Intact also changed a little bit. Teo, Jeong, Kyo. Maybe less so. Maybe just some extra sharpness in some features, but yeah. You know, people lose the baby fat, as people call it. So they transform to more manly men. Right. Let's do this. God.
입니다. 둘, 셋. Plus everything. 안녕하세요. P1Harmony입니다.
이치라이브 구독, 좋아요, 알람 설정까지 꼭 부탁드리겠습니다.
Let's see if I get cancelled on YouTube because of this.
P1Harmony였습니다. 감사합니다. 바이바이.
안녕.
구독, 좋아요. 구독, 좋아요. 구독, 좋아요. 구독, 좋아요. 요거 저거 그건 no 이거지 that one this one 이거지 보고 듣고 뱉어 이거지 생각나는 대로 에이 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 이것이
Why does this sound like a diss track?
사람들은 that's it that's it 동일한 울림 바로 이거지 난뭐 더 바래 시간 없이 달려야 I'm busy 빠르게 논하는 점점 커지는 폭포 수영의 폭포 여기 휘저 일으켜 파도 대충해도 멋있잖아 맨날 말해 come back Walk up 24 그냥 싹다 투자 Got no question 걱정 굳이 않네 저 위 생각보다 멀지 않네 How about you we good now been long time 찾아 헤맸네 덕내 멋진 그래 이게 낫네
요거 저거 그거 no 이거지 That one this one
Oh my god.
이거지
I forgot Soul does this.
이거지 생각나는 대로 에이 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 이거지
이거지란 말 한마디로 모든 걸 정의하는 한 믿음으로 가득 차 있는 내 발끝까지 느끼고 있어 내 몸이 하는 말 좋으면 좋은 거고 싫으면 싫은 것 의심하는 나에게 주장은 쉬운 것 지금 이걸 들으면서 리듬을 타고 있다면 받아줄 테니까 와서 돌려 시루떡
Yeah, just walked up in you like hey can't hear a thing you say Going my own way with two great danes Gotta stay humble like Bill Murray Press upon me like get up on me like wait wow Grab up on me like how Do my thing I got style Now that's the way you get down
요거 저거 그거 no 이거지 That one this one 이거지 보고 듣고 뱉어 이거지 생각나는 대로 에이 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 이거지
네가 원하던 this sound 그 소리에 맞춰 bounce 이미 끝이 나버린 round Down 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 우리는 train 빨간색 트레일 부른 척 벽으로 가면
Okay, okay.
빨간색 트레일 소리를 높여 세상이 들썩이게
바로 이거지
I like this.
Yeah yeah yeah
Go go
바로 이거지 good Hands up hands down making noise and we pop out 걸어놓고 단판 여길 먹거다 여길 먹거다 That's it 이거지 you should right there 바로 we can maintain That's it
This is so cool. You guys don't understand. Oh my god. I'm being attacked by people on the screen as well. See, this is why I want to react to albums, because I would not know this song. I would not know this song existed if I was not listening to this album. So what can I say? This is definitely the reason why I want to listen to these other things. Absolutely love it. I feel like I'm missing something. Yes, I'm missing the skit Disharmony #1. That's why. Okay, but the next one is definitely Butterfly. So Butterfly is actually I have it registered as being in one of my playlists, so probably I listened to it before and I thought, I like the song, let me put it in some playlist somewhere according to my phone. So it's probably not first time listening, but I don't know how long it's been since I listened to the song, and I probably don't know the lyrics, so it's fine. So let's do this. But yeah, that's it. Is sounding a lot like a diss track. I love a good diss track. I live for a good diss track, and that type of like sounding, you know, you put me an album with a lot of those sounds and a lot of those melodies and a lot of those style of music, and I will buy the album and collect it like a weirdo, because I just really like that genre of music. Right, probably need to sit down differently. Oh my god, my back. Sorry. Another thing to say about my taste is usually songs with minor chords, and this is what I know about music. I did music for a couple of years as a hobby, and so there's a few things I know. One of the things I had to know, because I used to play keyboard and piano, is minor scales and major scales. And songs with minor chords specifically, I tend to love it. Everything that has a bit of sad, somber, almost like a negative vibe to it, or sadness to it, I'll probably listen to. So it makes sense that this song is already on my playlists. It makes a lot of song, and I do like it.
We will go 거기가 어디든 상관없이 go 알 수 없는 답을 찾아 Secret 넌 알려 하지마 가라는 길로 가 세상이란 거미들의 먹이가 I don't worry about it 지금 나에게를 펼치고 날아야지 Let's make it happen 몰아치는 내 꿈 가는 것까지 가는 거지 Keep going 알고 싶다면 click click 다시 잠들진 않아 우려 slip slip 정해진 길이 없으니만 들어가야 해 우린 하나같이 모두 같은 그림을 그리고 자연스레 소리를 써야 한다고 Everybody 내게 강요해
I remember why I liked it.
세상을 향해 한 번 더 죽을 힘을 더해 날개 펴 하루 막은 저녁을 날개 잃은 butterfly 나고 싶은 butterfly 높이 날아올라 butterfly 같은 목표를 정했다고 완숙이 똑같이 가 다툼 속에서 우리가 오는 건 더 이상 날 수 없는 나에게 주자 yeah. 정해진 길로 갈 결정해놨지 막은 벽을 우리 넘어서고 막혀버린 벽을 뚫고 날아 별을 향해 날개 매일 같은 것들을 쫓아가 같은 꽃 위에만 앉으라고 해
This line is so good. Okay, I'm so grateful when people put together these lyric videos. So this is I mean PJ, sorry, don't know how to pronounce the name. So yes, I knew this song, I listened to this song, I actually listened to this song very recently. I like it. I love it even more now that I know the message. It's quite funny. I'm so glad that people nowadays, young people, and music is for everyone, but music can and have a very powerful impact. And people that are struggling, and teenagers and young people that feel like the world hates them, and sometimes it does. Sometimes the world is not an easy place to navigate, and sometimes relate to being relatable and find something that is relatable to their experience is quite relevant. And I'm not saying that I don't feel that, I do. It's just different stages, and for young people, sometimes depending where they are, we might be talking about people that don't have anyone else besides turning to music to find that kind of breakthrough and kind of like togetherness, and you're not alone, and this happened to me, it might be happening to you type of thing. Because I didn't have this type of music when I was growing up. My type of music at the time was Simple Plan and My Chemical Romance. I was basically last few years, I was like grade 11 when the Black Parade from My Chemical Romance came out. I remember listening to the Black Parade and being completely obsessed with, loved the song Teenagers, but in terms of relatedness and being able to relate to certain experience, excuse me, I would say Simple Plan is probably the lyrics, and Linkin Park were probably the lyrics where I would turn to and gain strength from, because I would feel less alone. So I love that we have so many groups nowadays with K-pop that they have this. They're giving message that people can relate to and can turn to, and feel more connected to, even if it's through parasocial relationships. But the world is such a weird place at the moment that feeling connected is really important. I feel like maybe this is my psychology degree talking. Sorry. I will shut up now. I'll pull the last song because this video is getting so long. So sometimes kids are more like talked stuff. So I don't know if that's the case for this. But even if it is, I always like to just make sure I went through everything in the album if possible. So it's a minute 30 minutes.
오늘 반장 선거했다.
반장? 반장 좋지. 그냥 반장 요즘에 아무나 안 시켜준다며. 어려워. 반장하기 어렵대.
왜요?
그냥 뭐 학생부 종합전형 쓰는 스펙 되게 좋은 애들만 시켜주는 선생님도 있고 이래저래 어렵다고 하더라고.
맞아. 나 학교 다닐 때도 그랬어. 생활기록부 한 줄이라도 더 채우려고 봉사하고 반장하고.
봉사 진짜 열심히 했지. 그냥 이런 거 보면은 반장하는 리더십이랑 봉사 정신 같은 걸 막 인성으로 묶어가지고 그런 것도 점수를 매긴다 이거 알지.
근데 나는 여기서 데뷔 준비 열심히 하긴 하는데 막상 학교 가면 내가 여기서 뭐 하는 사람인가 싶어.
I mean, different goals.
이상한 기분도 좀 들고. 나는 대입 준비 안 해서 그런가?
아니야. 나 학교 다닐 때 근데 나는 어렸을 때부터 노래를 좋아해서 그런가? 대학교 갈 생각을 안 해서 아예 그냥 바로 가수 하려고 했어. 가수 준비하려고 했고. 그래. 근데 내가 꿈이 확실하게 정해져 있어서 그런지 모르겠는데 학교에서 소외감은 딱히 안 들었어.
근데 뭐 이렇게 꿈을 찾아서 일찍이든 뭐 늦게 찾든 그냥 꿈을 찾아서 그걸 위해서 직진하는 거가 진짜 멋진 것 같아. 멋있는 일이야.
맞아.
너 멋있어.
알아.
꿈을 찾아서.
As someone that liked school too much, I cannot relate to the fact that I didn't know what I was doing at school. I knew exactly what I was doing at school. I knew exactly what I wanted to be. Was lost for a little bit because there was some external pressures for me to follow something else as a career. But I knew since I was 12 that I wanted to study psychology and I wanted to be a psychologist. That's what I'm trained in. It's not exactly what I'm doing nowadays. I'm doing something else. It's still tied to psychology, but it's different than being a therapist or a psychologist. But yeah, it's quite funny. But yeah, not everyone knows straight away what they want to. It's fine. You have time. Don't rush. But I find it quite interesting. They have this conversation of school days and how school works, and voting for someone to be like class representative, I think, would be the equivalent to what we have. But class representative would be mostly to kind of report any major issue, but you'd not have a lot of power. And he's definitely not like volunteering work or doing things for the school. Before grade 10 in Portugal, lecturers would have like teachers would have to write on this book about the lesson, so like the summary of the lesson. So you'd have someone responsible to take the book to the next class. So if you had literature and then you had math, and sometimes you'd not be in the same room, someone that was elected would take that to the next class so the teacher could write the summary of that class. And yeah, I think I was elected twice, maybe. And I know the main reason was because no one could be bothered, but also I was the responsible one, which nowadays I can see was probably the anxiety thing. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I do appreciate they left this here as a bit of, let's talk like we are classmates, and maybe some people will relate to it. So I do appreciate they put it here. It was kind of cool. It's a bit like what they're going through as they debut as well. But this album, for a debut album, astonishingly good. I do think the quality of K-pop, especially for debuts, have jumped massively. I feel like nowadays the degrees of demands are so high that you only debut and your debut album has to be a hit. Or you do soft launches, which I've seen some groups do, which you drop a song here, a song there, and you do a slow build, especially if you're a smaller company. So that also could work really well. But very strong album, incredible mix of voices with, the genre of music that I like. So it's pop, could be, that we probably have very similar songs in the radio nowadays, but it didn't feel like it was an album that was done with the sole purpose of going for radio plays. Or there's a lot of K-pop albums and K-pop music that nowadays, unfortunately, because of how Billboard Hot 100 works, people do tend to put music that they feel like it will be more palatable for those specific charts, which fair enough, and I understand the need and the want to be recognized. But I do appreciate the way they did this music to not be completely commercial music. Is commercial enough that probably would be able to be picked on, but for people that don't necessarily enjoy general commercial music, he still has a bit of great, and he has incredible vocals that make me continue to listen to them. So incredible, 10 out of 10 for this album, I think. I don't think there was any song that I disliked at all. Obviously, Butterfly, and that's it. Incredible. I didn't know. I mean, Butterfly I knew, but I didn't know the lyrics. But that's it. I didn't know it, and I'm so glad I now do, so I can now add it to my lists. But I'm creating a problem to myself. Let's be honest. With listen to P1Harmony, because considering the track record of the groups that I follow, let's be honest, it's going to happen. If just to give you, yes, I did tell people in this video that I like Stray Kids and ATEEZ, but I also follow 17, BTS, old BTS mostly. I have mixed feelings about certain songs, but I I do absolutely love the trilogy of Love Yourself, and even all the albums prior to that. Map of the Soul, also incredible. Love the more recent Korean releases as well. Whatever. We don't talk about that. I don't want to create issues here. I also listened to Monsta X, One Us, and then The Rose. I listened to the PR. Ian. I listened to Jackson Wang. I listened to Woods. I listened to so many groups, and this is just an example. So it's quite diversified, but there's some trends here and there that you can kind of pick of why you would go for those groups instead of other groups. So yeah, I have a feeling P1Harmony would fit so well with a lot of the groups that I listen to, which is really problematic because I should not be collecting any more albums. And when I get real obsessed with the group, I tend to want to collect the albums, and then it's a problem. I don't have space. Anyway, it's not a problem in the music itself, because I do appreciate having more music to listen to, because I do listen to a lot of music, so it's always good to have new music to listen to. But yeah, P1Harmony is going to be another issue for me, but I don't think I have reacted to any new group in this channel that would not become a problem to me. I'm very easy to convince. That I can always find songs that I love from all groups, mostly, with some exception. There might be occasional exceptions, but yeah, I have yet to say this group I hate all the songs. I don't think there's anything like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. It's a very long video, so I do apologize. I will see. This video might be up before I'm able to put information on which song and which time stamp it is, because sometimes it takes time, so I do apologize if I'm able to and I have time, or YouTube can do that for me. I'll let them do that, but yeah, I'll probably at some point will have to try and put those informations. But if you've been here until the end, thank you. I appreciate your effort, because this is a very long video. Anyway, I really enjoyed this album. Super excited to listen to more albums from P1Harmony. If you have suggestions, or if you want me to be aware of something in terms of orders of the albums, I'm aware there's some videos I should be watching from them. One of them is the film thing to explain the superhero concept. I will have to check it out at some point, find a bit of time to slot it in on the videos that I will record. It's not forgotten, and I'm aware that it exists, but if there's other things you also think I should add to my list, please let me know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel to know when I post more P1Harmony. And yeah, thank you so much for staying, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!